Welcome to Kenpo University. My name's Al Babinick and I'm your instructor. The crossover. The definition of a crossover is to gain or lose maximum distance, a stance and a half, from your opponent without changing sides. I'm in my neutral. I don't want to cross this line because then I'll be getting in my own way, and that's breaking a rule. Get tickets for that. So from here, if I do a front crossover, now the front crossover, my foot goes in front of this one. And I go about a half a stance up. So that's why it's a stance and a half. So I don't have to try to be way over there, and I don't want my feet super close like this. So I want about a stance and a half. My knees are close. I did not cross the line. This is on a 45-degree angle, so that when I step out to my neutral, I'm in my neutral. I went a stance and a half, and I didn't change sides. I stayed right foot forward or right shoulder forward, facing you the whole time. So a front crossover means that your foot crosses in front of the supporting leg. So if I did a front crossover with this leg, I can't go that way. So if I do a front crossover with this leg, I'm following the other line that I have shooting between my heel and my toe this way. So I would go back over here. Now I've got my half stance, and I step out, and now I've got my full stance facing you. So that's a stance and a half, and I'm going on an angle. So if I was doing that front crossover, it's going to take me on an angle. If I started back here with my right foot here, my left foot here, if I did a left rear crossover, I'm not trying to go up to this line. All kinds of bad things are happening there. I'm already in my own way. So I have to draw the line between my toe and my heel going up to that corner, and that's where this is going. And then I can step out. So my rear crossover goes that way. Now, if I was already up here, so I'm in my neutral up here, if I wanted to go straight away from you, now I'm using this line. And I can step straight back, and boom, I'm in my neutral. So this is going to be the front crossover and the rear crossover. So I'll do it from the side like this, just to show you. If I was doing a rear crossover, it just means if I was moving this leg, this is my supporting leg, this leg goes behind or to the rear of. And if I went this way, it goes behind or to the rear of. So that's the rear crossover. A front crossover, this foot would go in front of this one, or this foot goes in front of my supporting leg. So the name front or rear crossover comes from which way you're going in front or rear of the supporting leg. We do these all the time in cover outs. So cover out is a little bit different than a crossover. If you did the technique hugging pendulum has the crossover built right into it. So I'm just going to do the base bit of hugging pendulum. So I'm standing here in my fighting stance. The guy's throwing a skipping side kick. So I'm going to shuffle back, block down, and then I cross over. There's my crossover. I grab his shoulder. My claw goes across his face. So by the time my foot hits, this should be here. Okay? I did a little out of time just to show you everything. And then I get my side kick, and I'm landing with my back knuckle to the mastoid, or to the back of the neck. So if I did it a little bit smoother for you, it's from here, this is going back, and there was the front crossover. So I did a left front crossover into a right side kick to the knee. And again, when you're doing this technique, I'm going to do it sideways for you. So when you're doing this technique, a lot of times, I see people out of time on this. So you have to grab the shoulder so they don't fall away from you. You got to get your crossover. You don't need a major power principle on that claw. So the timing is when your foot hits, when your foot's done, your hand's done, right? Timing. So you're here. So I got my front crossover. I actually clawed his face as I was moving, but I don't need a power principle for a minor shot. We're crossing the center line. The rule says we have to hit the guy, right? So, and it's just a claw or an eye slice as you're coming in through this way. You don't need a power principle for that. You want your hand chambered because that's what it's kind of the crane principle, right? I'm trying to bring my hand, I'm saying, oh, excuse me, I wanted my hand over here so I could do my back knuckle. All kinds of stuff going on in this technique. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It just kind of goes with the crossover, I guess. So, but there's an example of a crossover in hugging pendulum and why we're doing it. Thank you for watching this video production from Kenpo University.